I am a Midlander, and that is, I do believe, the most uninspiring, uninteresting, unexciting English tribe to belong to. If your home is Liverpool, then you've got something. People, they call you a whack, or a scouse, and you're a somebody. Take your place with pride alongside the Cockney, the Geordie, the White Rose, the Red Rose, the West Countryman. But me, I'm a nobody. No tradition, no proper accent, and I'm even worse. I'm not even a Brummy. Home's the other side. The East Midlands is my country. Leicester and Nottingham, the two towns I've grown around, that I've got mad about, that I go home to. Not that I was born in either of those two. I was born on the border, where the South ends and the Midlands begin. I was born in Northampton. Bushland Road it was. I remember the road. Every comfort, every amenity, and looking like it could be anywhere. But that's not my home, not now. I went to school from there and passed 11 plus, and when I was 18 I went to Leicester to university. When I first went, I never thought how it would change me, how the city would become my home. You see, it's because I care about it that I find so much in it that puzzles me, that I don't understand, that I want to crib at and criticise. And there's so much about it that's marvellous. It's the richest. Well, at any rate, it's one of the richest cities in Europe. No slums. To find the poor, you have to look very hard. No boom, no slump ever comes to Leicester. There's money to spend, steady, regular, ready money and thick wage packets. You drive the car into there above the supermarket where, I tell you, when the trading stamps flooded the shops first in November, the only place in Britain where housewives were actually fighting to get at the stamps, it was there, beneath this whirly-whirly. You don't have to park right up here. There are spaces lower down. It's worth coming up here, though, because you get such a nice view. From here you see Leicester, a red brick bottlotch on the countryside, much larger than Northampton. With its suburbs, Leicester has nearly 500,000 people. This car park isn't full yet, but it soon will be, and so will the new one they're building over there instead of parking meters. Leicester tries not to let the motorists park in the streets. But I came to the university, not to the city. It wasn't very big then, and it took me ages to find it when I first went. It used to be a mental hospital once, before I was there. It's changed now. There's all these new buildings. It's like the town of Leicester in a way. Very exciting, that glasshouse thing, but no centre to it. No focal point. Like the town, there's this anonymous thing. Take the buses, all over the place, and saying centre. And so you think, they must be going somewhere. And so they are. Yes, look, they're going to the clock tower, and the 5 streets that lead off it. The centre of the city. The symbol, the glory, the civic pride of Leicester. Look at Coventry, 30 miles away. That's got a centre. Birmingham, even Birmingham. Every other week there's something new, something big's gone up in the city centre. Northampton, smaller and older. That has a real centre, a market square, a civic church. But Leicester, bring that picture back. Round and round the buses go, round this clock tower. All the main streets converge here, onto this clock. Just a clock, watching you like the one at work. On New Year's Eve, the people of Leicester will come to worship, to dance Ring a Ring of Roses around the clock. But 2 years ago, some of the town lads went a little wild and left off the dancing and went into the streets that lead away from the tower, and berserk they smashed the shop fronts in. And they're such good shops. Here you see the prosperity. The shops are very good, like my own mum says.
Shopping from Northampton, I much prefer to go to Leicester than to Coventry, for instance, because I find the shops more varied and they're closer together. There's not so much walking to be done. I find them more satisfactory than our shops in Northampton.
Everything in Leicester is automagical and new. 9 months ago, the 10-pin opened, and there's another on the way. Technology entertains. It's good, it's great. Open all day and all night. A 24-hour service. Most come for the bowling, but that's not all. It's a nice place to come to as a place. If you're going to meet someone and you're not sure whether they'll object to meeting you in a pub, where can you suggest to meet? On a corner, in the rain or in the cold? You could say the railway station, but the 10-pin's better. It's warm, it's classless. There's not any kind of snob thing here, and there's always something exciting to watch. I had to leave Leicester in the end, and I suppose I could have moved anywhere, but Leicester had been the first town I'd really fallen for. I got mad about it. I'd gotten so attached to that town and its people, I didn't want to be too far away. Nottingham seemed to suit, 26 miles away, north, and that's where I went. And it's such a different city. It's a metropolitan town. Greater Nottingham sprawls towards 1 million people. The change from Leicester, it hits you. The public buildings in the city, in numbers and size, forget the quality. Nottingham is Queen of the Midlands. A pomp about the place. The art and tech looking like the Palace of Culture the Russians built for the Poles in Warsaw. It's a regional capital. Here, with very little trouble, you can buy almost any foreign paper. And the city has a morning paper of its own. Not like the Manchester Guardian or the Yorkshire Post, but it's important. And taxis everywhere. Easy to pick up from the street or in Slab Square, and that's some centre is Slab Square. In area, in space, none of your clock tower nonsense. Sheer northern rawness. Big, pompous. Leicester was provincial, parochial, small compared to this enormous metropolis. They used to hold the market in the square. They used to have the goose fair on the square. It was the true heart of the city. But in 1926, it became Old Market Square. And they built the council house for the power and the glory. Nottingham has always had a history in blood and in argument. On Sunday, the square is a speaker's corner. It's a forum. Nottingham always makes me aware of its past. From when the Saxon sons of Snod first sailed up the River Trent to found Snodingham. To the castle where King Charles did raise the standard. Nottingham was a cavalier town in the time of the Civil War. None of your roundhead Leicesters, and now 3 Tory MPs to 1 Labour man. Not like Leicester with only 1 Tory. And not to forget Robin Hood, constantly being vandalised, his arrow, his bow, or both. For the shape of it, the character of the city, there's a drama in its geography. None of your Leicester Midland plain. Here in the Lace Market, a miniature city of London. Here, man-made brass in this impressive Dickensian air. At night you can walk through and not see a soul. Only the kids who brought the girls into the alleys and passages. When I first came here, I was lost in its size. I lived in rooming houses, unnoticed for a long time, not even with a national insurance number. Nottingham's a big place. That's a parish church and not a cathedral. And we're in the north now. It's in the province of York, not Canterbury like Leicester. Nottingham's metropolitan airs and graces are reflected everywhere. In the streets, the past lingers on, and some of the drinking palaces have a style that made me feel at once I'd left the south. I was in the north.